This is Hamishi, the fifth reading of this week's Torah portion, Metzora. It is found in Leviticus chapter 14, verses 54 through chapter 15, verse 15. Chapter 14, verse 54. This is the law for every legion of tzoras and for a netek, and for tzoras of garments and houses, and for a se'et, and for a sapachat, and for a beheret, to render decisions regarding the day of uncleanness and the day of cleanness. This is the law of tzorat. Chapter 15. And the Lord spoke to Moses and to Aaron, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, and say to them, If any man has a discharge from his flesh, and his discharge is unclean, and this shall be the nature of his uncleanness due to his discharge, if his flesh runs with his discharge, or if his flesh is plugged up by his discharge, that is his uncleanness. Any bedding upon which the man with the discharge will lie shall become unclean, and any object upon which he will sit shall become unclean. And a man who touches his bedding shall immerse his garments and immerse himself in water, and he shall remain unclean until the evening. And anyone who sits on an object upon which the man with the discharge will sit, he shall immerse his garments and immerse himself in water, and he shall remain unclean until evening. And anyone who touches the flesh of the man with a discharge shall immerse his garments and immerse himself in water, and he shall remain unclean until evening. And if the man with the discharge spits upon a clean person, that person shall immerse his garments and immerse himself in water, and he shall remain unclean until evening. And any riding gear upon which the man with the discharge will ride becomes unclean. And whoever touches anything that is under him becomes unclean until the evening. And whoever lifts them up shall immerse his garments and immerse himself in water, and he shall remain unclean until evening. And whomever the man with the discharge touches without the latter having rinsed his hands shall immerse his garments and immerse himself in the waters, and he shall remain unclean until evening. And an earthenware vessel which the man with the discharge will touch shall be broken, and any wooden vessel shall be rinsed with water. When the man with the discharge is cleansed of his discharge, he shall count 7 days for his purification, and then immerse his garments and immerse his flesh in spring water, and he shall be clean. And on the 8th day he shall take for himself 2 turtle doves or 2 young doves, and come before the Lord to the entrance of the tent of meeting, and give them to the Kohen. And the Kohen shall make them, one into a sin offering and one into a burnt offering. And the Kohen shall effect atonement for him from his discharge before the Lord.